Hey guys, what's up? This is RyGuyGaming here today, and welcome back to part 2 of our Lua tutorial. Now today we are going to focus solely on variables, and this will be a heck of a lot shorter episode than the last one, because last time we covered a lot in one episode, and I kind of want to make these shorter, like just 5 minutes or nothing, so you can just watch them real quick and learn a new concept without taking much time out of your day. So as you can see here, I have the same block from last time and it still has its script, and if you haven't watched the last one, make sure you do, just so you know what we're doing. But today we are going to hop back in our script and take a look at something, and I'm going to teach you about variables. So let me zoom in on that. So if you notice something here, we typed this code right here twice, which is kind of redundant. We're trying to reference the same thing with this line of code. And as you know, everyone is lazy. I heard a talk once that said everyone is a procrastinator and everyone's lazy, which for the most part is true. So we don't want to have to type script.Parent every single time we want to talk about the brick. And on top of that, sometimes you might have things with most of the time with GUIs or something, or if you have a really big model, you might have something nested like 4 deep or something, and so you don't want to have to type that out every single time. So what we can do to fix this is we can create a variable. And so the way to do that is you type the keyword local. You don't have to, but I recommend it. It's just a good habit to get into. So local, like that. And then you type a name. Now, the rules for naming a variable are as follows. It has to start with a letter, and it can contain letters, numbers, or underscores. Sorry, it can also start with an underscore. So this is a good variable name. This is a good variable name. This is a good variable name. This is, oh, not the plus, that would be bad. This is good. However, something like this would not be good. All it is numbers, letters, and underscores, but it has to start with a letter. And so right now we are going to create a variable that references the brick, the part we're in. So I guess I'll call it part just to be better about it. And so this is the name of our variable, and we are going to assign it the value of the parent of our, oops, I held down shift too early, of the parent of our script. And so basically this equals sign doesn't mean equals when it comes to programming. It means assignment. So what it's doing is it takes whatever's on the right side of the assignment operator and it puts it into the variable. And so this right here gets put into this. So I'm going to change this right here to part, and I am also going to change this to part, because that just is replacing this with this. So let's go ahead and test this out and see what happens. So we'll go over here and click run, and uh-oh, nothing happened. The brick stayed the same color and it didn't become transparent. I don't know what went wrong, but the debugger down here does. If we look and we look in the output down here, we see there is words in red text, which means there was an error while it was trying to interpret our code. And it says workspace.part.script, and this the colon and the number means what line the error was on. So this means line 1. So it's saying on the first line of the script, attempt to index global part a nil value. And then it just basically says the script stopped here because it broke pretty much. So let's stop this and let's go back in here and see what we did wrong. Now, if you noticed this before, good for you, but as you can see here, part right here is underlined in blue. And the reason this happens is because Lua, like pretty much every other single, and I'm pretty sure I can say every other single programming language, reads from top to bottom. And so when it sees this part, it doesn't know what it means. It's never heard of this before. It hasn't got to this line yet, and in fact it won't get to this line because it crashes on the first line. As you see, I have the numbers here. So all I have to do to fix it is just move this up here. Oh, let's get rid of that blank space, and you can see the blue underline went away. And now when we go back to run it and I zoom out and click run, it works again. Even though we replace script.Parent with part, it works now because this variable contains the part. And so the next thing I wanted to talk about, and this will be the last thing for this video, is what variables can hold. And we'll get more into this when we talk about different data types later on, but right now I just kind of want to give you a generic overview. So the things variables can hold are things like numbers, so I can put a 6 in here. They can hold words, which you have to put into quotes, so I'll say hello. And then you can also hold what is called a Boolean value, which again we will get into later, but we'll call it bool. And that basically means true or false, so true or false. And so now, to show you this, I'm going to real quick show you the print command, and this can be used for debugging. So let's say you have a lot of code and you want to check on what number it is. So if I say print number, then when I run this really quick, as you can see down in the output, it printed the number that we had stored in the variable. And if I say print number comma words, if we come back out here and click run again, now you see it says the number plus and then space the word. And so printing to the console is just an easy way to see what's going on inside of your script. Nobody will be able to see this except for you when you're testing it. And so let's say I was running this script and I said, like right here, I'll say, oh, part variable created. And then down here, I will say part changed. And then I'm sure you understand when I run this, it will print those statements out as it goes down, and so you can kind of see what's going on in your script. And that way, sometimes if you have a logic error and you don't see a print statement, you know you did something wrong. The script might not crash, but it won't print out what you thought it would, and so you have to go back and fix it. So to sum up what we learned today, we just learned real quick about variables. I know this was longer than 5 minutes, I'm sorry. And we learned about how to use print to help debug, and we learned a little bit about the output. And just a side note, if you watch my other tutorials, that is what I mean whenever I ask you for the output when you say something doesn't work. And so that is it for this video today, guys. I hope you have a good day, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for future tutorials. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.